Hey everyone, Born Again wastes no time shaking things up, delivering gut-wrenching twists, pulse-pounding action, and a version of Matt Murdock who's more broken than ever. The series seamlessly bridges the gap between the Netflix era and the MCU, giving fans a much-needed update on Matt and his allies while introducing shocking developments that make this return as exhilarating as it is heartbreaking. And yeah, we have to talk about that moment, but first, if you're new here, please subscribe for more deep dives and reviews. Now let's get back to Daredevil Born Again. Episodes 1 and 2. Starting with one of the boldest and most controversial choices the show has made, the tragic fate of Foggy Nelson. His absence weighs heavily on the show, serving as a catalyst for Matt's internal struggle. Without his best friend by his side, Matt is left to navigate a world where he no longer sees himself as a hero. The grief, the regret, the pain, these emotions are palpable, shaping this new chapter of Daredevil's journey. But even in the darkness, Daredevil Born Again refuses to lose its edge, delivering thrilling, masterfully crafted storytelling. At the start of episode 3, Wilson Fisk is the mayor of New York City, but his marriage with Vanessa is falling apart due to his departure from the crime world. In an ironic twist, they seek therapy from Matt Murdock's new girlfriend. Meanwhile, Hector Ayala, aka White Tiger, is on trial for accidentally killing a cop while trying to save someone. That person is the key witness who can prove Ayala's innocence. As Matt fights for his client in court, he discovers that corrupt cops, sporting tattoos linked to the Punisher, plan to silence the witness for good. In a tense climax, Matt reluctantly takes them down to help the witness escape, knowing this fight is far from over. Episode 3, which shifts the narrative into high gear. Fans were treated to the live-action debut of White Tiger, brought to life by the late Camar de los Reyes, may he rest in peace. His portrayal of Hector Ayala is nothing short of incredible, infusing the character with a soulful determination that immediately sets him apart. Where Matt has abandoned his role as Daredevil, Hector fully embraces his duty as a hero. This contrast between them fuels one of the season's most gripping conflicts, a moral battle over the responsibility of power. If you have the power to bring change, do you have the responsibility to use it? If there's one thing that Daredevil Born Again nails, it's courtroom drama. One of the biggest criticisms of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, yeah, that god-awful series, was its lackluster legal scenes, but this series refuses to make the same mistake. The trial of White Tiger is intense, layered with deception, corruption, and stunning twists. This is where Matt Murdock thrives, using his legal expertise to outmaneuver an aggressive prosecution and expose the deep-rooted injustice in the system. Meanwhile, Wilson Fisk's transformation continues. This is a quieter episode for him, as his relationship with Vanessa deteriorates, and his former allies refuse to let him escape his old life. The police chief's words from episode 2 ring true: once a thug, always a thug. Becoming mayor has changed Fisk. Once he saw himself as the most powerful man in the world, as the kingpin of crime. Now he calls crime lords petty, squabbling vermin. His belief that he has evolved mirrors Matt's mindset. Both men think they have left their past selves behind, but the truth is, they can never escape who they really are. The Punisher's presence continues to loom in the background. We see another cop with a skull tattoo, this time on his neck. It seems likely that these corrupt men have appropriated Frank Castle's insignia. But what happens when the real Punisher finds out? I have to imagine Frank Castle has nothing to do with them, and if he does make his entrance next episode, he won't be happy about what others have done in his name. The trial reaches a boiling point when Nikki Torres, a key witness Matt saved in episode 2, is forced onto the stand. But the corrupt officers hunting him aren't finished. Somehow Cherry manages to bring him to the court, but at the stands, fear grips Nikki, and with his life on the line, he cracks, delivering a false testimony that benefits the very people trying to silence him. It's a devastating moment, one that feels like a crushing defeat, but Matt refuses to back down. He plays his final card, taking the bold step of revealing Hector's identity as White Tiger. It's a gamble, a desperate move to turn the tide of the case. And it works. With the charges dropped, Hector Ayala is free, and just like that, he's ready to return to the streets as White Tiger. But freedom is fleeting. Just as quickly as he's exonerated, Hector is brutally gunned down. The shooter, an unknown figure bearing the infamous Punisher skull, a variation that matches the tattoos seen on corrupt cops earlier in the series. This isn't just a murder, it's an execution, and it shatters everything Matt was trying to believe in. There were plenty of interesting moments in this episode. One of the cops that Murdock brutalized at the end of episode 2 shows up here with just a bruised face. Did anyone else hear the cracking sound his neck made when Matt took him down? It's a miracle he isn't dead. Another fun detail. Did anyone else find it hilarious how Matt casually mentions White Tiger's magic amulet to the jury, and they all just accept it? I suppose at this point in the MCU, mystical objects are just another Tuesday. Oh, and during the trial, there's a passing mention of an Officer Morales. Could this be a reference to Jefferson Morales, father of Spider-Man Miles Morales? That would make it the second Spidey reference in the show so far. Now I'm starting to expect a Tom Holland cameo. But that would never happen. Unless, you know. Okay, now this episode is a turning point. Everything Matt fought for, his belief in the legal system, his hope that he could make a difference without the mask, it all crumbles. White Tiger's death isn't just a tragedy, it's proof that the corruption runs too deep. Was it all for nothing? Is the law enough? Or is it time for Daredevil to rise once again? These are the questions that will haunt Matt Murdock for the rest of the season. Daredevil Born Again is proving to be one of Marvel's boldest projects yet, with shocking deaths, intense courtroom drama, and the eternal struggle between justice and vengeance. This series is shaping up to be a must-watch for fans of gritty, high-stakes storytelling. And with the rise of corruption, the return of old enemies, and Matt's inevitable decision to embrace Daredevil once more, the best and darkest is yet to come. What did you think of Episode 3? Was White Tiger's fate sealed from the start, or was he robbed of a future he deserved? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and that's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed the breakdown, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel deep dives, and I'll see you in the next one.